Okay, it's beer o'clock on the Real Ale Guy, joined by Chris Latey, Real Ale 140.
Hello.
And over to you. There you go.
Alright, something from the BelgianBeerShop.com, someone's been presented with.
Yep, thank you to you guys for sending.
This is, and you're going to have to forgive my Belgian pronunciation, is Oude Kriek Vieille. Oh, that may be the house it comes from, and this is Oud Beersel. It's won a gold at the Australian International Beer Awards in 2011. In the champion Belgian and French ales category. Although it's a Belgian and fresh ales, that was interesting. And it's 6.5%.
And looking at it, it's in a green bottle. Doesn't matter at all the green bottle, but it looks like a black liquid, which indicates it might be either a cherry lambic or a dark malty kind of lambic. Maybe.
No, it's kind of a new category for me.
This might go.
Yeah, this might go.
This is probably a very lively beer. Oh no, it seems okay. No, so far.
Oh, let's get the cork out.
Might be a twisty one. Oh, it's not too bad at all. Ooh,
nice pop, nice bit of smoke. It's behaved.
Yeah, it's behaved lovely. And we got some nice kind of champagne style glasses for this one.
Oh.
Ooh, it looks like a cherry lambic. Oh. Right. Now this does look like a really good kind of cherry lambic, this one.
Are we looking out for sediment in this, or?
At the moment I can't really tell if it's a bottle conditioned beer. I imagine it is being from Belgium. They're normally top fermented or beers. What do you think?
It reminds me of the. We've both done it. It's the Atlantic Porter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But without 3 inches of sediment in the bottom. But the colour is certainly reminiscent.
Yeah.
Could be raspberry and cherry.
Yeah, really nice looking beer. Loads of carbonation.
I don't know if you can pick out the sort of pink frothy head there.
Yeah. It's 6.5% ABV, I think. I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but should we get a nose?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like an apple cider mixed with white wine.
Tutti fruity kind of.
Yeah. But then again, that kind of
a bite from the almost, yeah, possibly a cherry.
I'd say
Gâteau, like a cherry liqueur maybe.
Cherry bite. And look at that, we've got the sun coming out for our taste. Look at that shining in the sun. Cheers everyone.
Cheers.
Oh! Wow.
Oh.
Very dry.
What? That's warming my feet up. Wow.
Quite dry.
That's an introduction to this style of beer.
Oh yeah, it's your first lambic.
Yeah.
Chris's first lambic.
I generally avoid fruit as a kind of a thing to, you know, as a strong character in a beer from the back and stuff, but...
What do you think? Now this beer, believe it or not, they basically took it into, they probably got an old barn at the brewery or something like that. They leave the beer open and they leave the natural yeasts to get the beer fermenting and brewing.
Okay. It's very tart.
Very tart.
Very tart indeed. And huge fruit flavour in that, but then that's like you said, it's quickly taken away. It's kind of like a wine experience in some sense, in that that it sits in your palate, but then it's washed away with, not washed away because a standard beer washes it away.
Yeah,
it's kind of goes in stages for me. It's kind of working its way across the palate rather than washing away.
Yeah, yeah. Should we pull this beer apart? Let's talk about some more of the flavours, then we'll talk about the carbonation, because I think that plays a really important part, but we'll get to that in a moment.
In terms of mouthfeel,
oh, it's really kind of
zing.
You know, if you're kind of really thirsty, you may be kind of falling apart a bit mid-afternoon. You've had a long night the night before, and you need something to kind of pick you up. This would go ping and you know exactly. Flavour wise, I'm picking up that cherry.
Raspberry, actually. I think
Would you say raspberry?
I'm heading towards raspberry myself.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't that tartness suggests raspberry to me, but it's got that kind of slightly deeper cherry thing going on as well.
Yeah.
The bitterness of a sort of dark black cherry, which would fit with the colour more.
Apple, kind of like that. Not the Bramley apple, but a cooking apple, or is that a Bramley?
No, that's going a bit far. For me, like a really good Braeburn, when you get that tartness from a Braeburn.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe a Granny Smith when they're on top form.
I really wash out. Chuck that round your gums inside your mouth. It's an incredible experience.
Yeah. Wow, so much flavour. So much flavour.
Less of the kind of, I suppose there's a little bit of a white wine character, but that fruit for me really gives it. We've got another lambic to do next, and that's going to be with no kind of fruit at all. It's a white lambic.
That when we had that Atlantic one, the Cornish Atlantic Porter.
Yeah.
And that was raspberry. That for me, this for me is kind of what that should have tasted like.
Yeah.
Even though it said it was a porter.
Yeah, yeah.
They designed that one to go with food.
Yeah.
This would sit perfectly well with duck, something like that.
Oh yeah.
A bit of roast duck.
Or
some of this.
a bit of Mexican chili, turkey.
Yeah.
Stew, which we're going to have later on. I reckon we'll save a little bit of, put the cork back in that and save a little bit of that for later on. Even the seagulls are singing for us. Should we? Do you know, even looking at the glassware as well, I think this beer is kind of suited to this. I know it looks a bit champagne-like. I think it
kind of way, is it?
suits. I think it suits it. It looks really pretty in the glass.
It does, and you get out to the sun. It's actually it's quite cloudy. But you wouldn't think it to drink it.
Yeah, yeah. Give us some more of them flavours and give us your thoughts with the carbonation, the way that kind of zings round your mouth.
It's at first kind of taste it's not that heavily carbonated, but actually it's hordes and hordes of fine bubbles.
Yeah.
Giving you lots of little pops of flavour explosions. I'm really, really sure now this is raspberry. More so than anything. You think about those kind of Scottish raspberries that you get, that kind of end of things.
Yeah.
When they're at the height of season as well, they're just perfect, and you just have them with very little, maybe a bit of vanilla ice cream. This again, you could have this as a dessert kind of thing. I think really, really tasty.
Really good, really good.
Would you want to sit there and drink a pint of it?
I'm sure there's people out there that would. I'm kind of slowly but surely getting into this lambic kind of beer now. When I first tried it, it was like, wow, what is this style of beer I'm drinking? It's more like a wine or a fizzy champagne. I like it, and I think it suits maybe a heavy meal. You have something and you really want to kind of release that. If you like fill your stomach up and it feels like a brick, you need something to go in, like you would with a can of Coke, just to kind of mix everything up and bring up that carbonation. This would do that, wouldn't it? It would help kind of.
Just doing it out.
Yeah, yeah. It would help free up that heavy food. I like this a lot.
I think, yeah, like I said, for me it would go well with some really rich game, and you can go to town then with what kind of fruit sauce you're having it. I personally like duck with a cherry sauce or a sort of tart orange sauce. For me, this would sit perfectly as a companion to that.
Excellent. Final thoughts on a rate? I think you've just given your final thoughts. So a rating?
Rating? I'd go. Well, it's my first go at it. I don't really have anything to compare against, but as a standalone experience, I'd go 7.5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to get this whole style of beer. I'm starting to get it. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you to Mark from www.belgianbeershop.com for sending me this beer. Go out and check it out from his website. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm actually quite excited to go and share this with the ladies, and while we get on with the second beer. But thank you very much to Real Ale 140 on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Google+. And have I missed it? Thanks for joining me. We've got another lambic to do, which I'll be posting tomorrow, so check that review out. And cheers.